It started like any other day, quiet, gray skies, and a nervous girl clutching the straps of her backpack a little too tightly. 12-year-old Lila kept her eyes on the linoleum tiles as she walked into her new school for the first time, hoping no one would notice her. But they did. She had always been shy. After her mother passed away, Lila and her father had moved from base to base. He was a seasoned SWAT officer, always being called to new cities, new dangers. But Lila? She hated change. She hated being the new girl. She hated how her voice trembled when she spoke. By third period, the whispers had already started. Why doesn't she talk? Is she weird or just rude? A trio of girls, Rachel, Brielle, and Tanya, had already marked her as prey. They thrived on power, picking on the weak. To them, Lila was the perfect target, quiet, small, and clearly trying to disappear. Lunch was when things turned ugly. Lila had just sat down at an empty table, slowly unwrapping the sandwich her dad had packed for her. A hard slap knocked the sandwich out of her hands, and juice poured across the table. "Oops," Tanya sneered. "Guess you won't be needing that." Lila didn't respond. She just blinked, frozen. Tears welled in her eyes, but she didn't let them fall. She got up, picked up her soggy lunch, and left. But she didn't know they were following. In the hallway near the bathrooms, where no teachers ever really patrolled, Rachel shoved her hard. Lila stumbled inside, her heart pounding like a drum. "Say something," Brielle yelled, pushing her into the tiled wall. "Are you stupid or just mute?" Lila whispered, "Please stop." But that only made them angrier. Rachel grabbed her by the collar. "Oh, now she talks," she mocked, dragging Lila toward one of the stalls. "Let's give her a new look, maybe flush her nerves down the toilet." But fate had different plans. Just 2 floors below, in the school's emergency training hall, Lila's father, Officer Darren Hayes, was leading a SWAT drill with his team. The school had offered the space for weekend training, but Darren had gotten permission to run a short midweek session during school hours. He hadn't told Lila. He wanted to surprise her after school. Then came the scream. It was muffled, barely audible, but SWAT officers are trained to detect distress. Darren froze. He recognized that voice. A lifetime of drills, of breaching doors and neutralizing threats, couldn't prepare him for the chill that ran through his spine. That was his daughter. "Code red," he barked. "Bathroom hallway, northeast wing, go." In a blur, 5 officers moved. Boots pounding, vests secured, communication crackling. The hallway cameras had caught enough. They saw the dragging. They saw the intent. And they moved like a storm. In the bathroom, the girls had Lila cornered. Her knees were scraped, her lip bleeding slightly. Rachel raised her phone, recording the humiliation. "Smile, loser." Then the door exploded open. "Down. On the floor now." The bullies screamed. One of them fainted. The others froze, wide-eyed as black uniformed men stormed the space. Officer Hayes was the first in. His eyes locked on Lila. Broken. Shaking. He dropped to his knees, his voice trembling. "Lila. I'm here." She looked up, and for the first time that day, she let herself cry. The fallout was swift. The girls were suspended indefinitely. Their parents faced legal charges for child abuse and harassment, especially since videos on their phones revealed a pattern of bullying behavior. The school was forced to re-evaluate its anti-bullying policies. But for Lila, the real change came later. Her classmates began to see her differently, not because her dad was SWAT, but because she had endured. She'd walked through fire and survived. One afternoon, a boy named Evan sat beside her at lunch. He didn't say much. Just offered her half of his cookie. She smiled. She started joining group discussions in class. Volunteered to read out loud. Made friends slowly, but surely. She even joined the school's martial arts club, encouraged by her dad. She still had her quiet days, but now they were laced with quiet strength. She wasn't invisible anymore. She was a survivor.